clearly have a good idea where this is going. Like, if my boss is short, yes, but if my boss is saying to me like, don't check email outside of work because she thinks I'm working too much, or this is something I could do, like in teaching. I could be going to my principal and basically tell him, it's too much. You are asking us to be on our email 24/7. We cannot miss a message. You're always sending things. If my boss asks as an answer, yeah, well, don't check your email, and that's gonna be fine. Just catch up when you come in. I don't know how to explain that. Like, I can easily receive at my job, and Lou, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about, because clearly, since you're working in IT, it's probably a problem that is even more there for you. But I can get from my cell phone 12 to 15 email a day, and that's on a normal work day, just because like people want to send information that they think everybody should know. They want to give you a reminder of the reunion that you're gonna have next. Like, very, very time consuming. I can access them. I try not to care about those outside of my work, but like, you know how it is. If I have a 5-minute, the thing pop on my phone, I'm gonna be like, okay, let's check. And then I'm gonna regret it. I know I'm supposed to unplug when I leave. My trick now is basically like, there's a lot of things that other teacher will bring back home, like grading to do. And personally, I try to make sure that during my year, I never bring more than twice a year some grading to do at home. I have planification. I have other things to do. Like, I have planning to do. I have stuff to do outside of work, and it's considered in my 32 hours. But honestly, no teacher would have enough of 32 hours to give class to 13 classes. It's impossible. The one that do it is truly neglecting something. No joke. At least not his mental health, but like the class. The class. So, don't check email outside of work. No problem. Old workplace made an oops. A mistake. For convenience, a lot of employees would install a popular email app on their phone and check their work email on it. Never was a requirement. No one was expected to. Just made it easier not to have to find a computer, limited workstation to check your message. This is why I have it on my phone. Basically, when I'm at my job, I have access to one computer sometime, and like having that on my phone makes it very much quicker to say, hey, that's not for me, ciao, or that's for me, I will have to check that later. Apparently, someone decided to put in for overtime whenever they answered an email of hours. Seemed their supervisor made it seem like it was a requirement to be available to work on project. I love it. Honestly, yeah, this is what you're supposed to do. If you're going away, and welcome in, Ben. If you are working outside of your paid hours and you check your mail, you could technically like bill for those hours. I don't know what kind of job it is, but like clearly that's what you're supposed to do. Eventually, it had it up enough to flag in the system. Like, the guy was like, hey, I just made like 5 hours of email reading, you know? Cue a strongly worded letter from higher up that said, do not answer email outside of works. And by having your work email on your personal phone is now discoverable for legal purposes. As in, everything you have, picture, message, etc. become evidence. Cue hundreds of employees immediately deleting the app of their phone shortly after it becomes apparent just how much business was being taken care of this way. So now, instead of a quick email and a problem is fixed, supervisors have to wait until the person comes back on shift. Text message, nope. Once people found out talking work via text also makes your phone into evidence message, mysteriously stop getting answered. That makes sense. Calls, same thing. Shortly after, an explanation email comes out saying that, oops, that was only supposed to go to that person's supervisor. And yes, you can read your email outside of work, but you won't be paid. And please don't put in overtime for it. Ha. Higher management. Okay. Too late, damage done for the next 2 years that you know of. Every person hired was warned by the existing employee about this. Enough people kept the email that it stayed in circulation, and now I will never allow a work app on my... That sounds stupid, but like, that's clearly what you want. That is clearly what you want. I don't know why we don't all do that. Like, if you don't have the time during your work hours to take care about all the problems that comes in, and you have to just make some quick answer, even quick answer, like if I just take an email, there's a problem, I try to fix the problem, sending an answer to someone, it's a professional email, I'm gonna take my time to make something that would be qualitative. So like, there's no way I'm getting out of that in less than 5 minutes if I want to make something really decent. If I don't really care about the person, or if the person like don't have any power on me, that happened, I may go for something very short. I even do that with my principal sometimes. Like, if my principal is sending me something that is extremely like, hey, Calypse, here's that, deal with that, and all she wants is me acknowledging the thing. I won't be like, oh, thanks a lot for even sending me the message. And that, no. It's my direct boss. I know her. I'm just like, received. And that's it. Like, just received. Just so that she know, I read it. I have no excuses now. She told me what she had to tell me, and I have nothing to say. So I will just tell you that, like, I heard what you're saying. I don't even say in the email that I read it. I just said, like, I received it. That's a word that I pick really precisely because it does not mean the same thing at all. Yeah, basically, I love what is there. If you're not supposed to work, you should charge. If you're not on your work hour, you should charge. That's it. Nothing more. She could enable, she could enable there's an option to know when someone opened your email, but like, even with or without that, that does not show that the person read it. That just shows that the person received it. And this is kind of important for like legal purposes, but we're not there yet, okay? Just like, yeah, when my principal is sending me something, often I go for very short answer because I don't want to work on that, and I should not work on that off my working hours. If I don't have the time to do something during my hours, I should just say, like, screw this. Anyway, they try to keep me inside the school always so that I'll be there if there's something problematic happening, if I have another teacher to substitute, anything like that. Like, they try to keep you as much as they can inside the school. So just going with that mentality would be probably good for my mental health to some point. Yeah, I'll consider that. I'll think about it like on my dead time. I work for a very small nonprofit, staff of 10 of us, and that's a small one, used to have an email on my phone for convenience. When the email app updated, I read the security settings / term of service more carefully and decided I wasn't okay giving my workplace permission to remotely wipe my phone and access all the data, among other things, and uninstalled the app. I asked my business admin if that permission was really necessary. It was handy to have email on my phone, but I just wasn't comfortable with the condition. She said, it's just for the standard business security settings. Yeah, but still, if you say yes, you said yes. It's not like we would ever actually do it. From where I stand, if you never actually do something, then you don't need permission to do it. Absolutely. Like, that makes sense. I don't need the right to put I wouldn't ask the right to put your house on fire in case of emergency if, like, I never plan to do it. It's never possible, so it happens. So it's been 3 years and I still don't have my email on my phone. The world has not stopped turning. My job still gets done. I have a healthier work-life balance and I sleep easier knowing my work does not have permission to remotely wipe my phone, even though they would never actually do it. Yeah, just like, just don't authorize that. Just, if you don't authorize that, that's just locked out. By the way, like, there's a lot of app on your phone that you actually accepted for them to hear everything you're saying as long as the mic on your phone is receiving them. There's a lot of app on your phone to which you gave the power to access your camera to take pictures, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, like all of those, technically, on a totally legal way, could say, I want to see what this camera is seeing now. And you would have nothing to do against that. Because like you accepted those terms. If you receive sometimes like, and I'm sorry, I'm sounding so much conspirationist when I say that, but if sometime you're talking about something and you start receiving some publicity about these things you were talking with your friend, but you never made any research on the internet for that, it's also because like all of those nights, you actually gave the right to those companies to pick your data, and this is considered to be data as well. So yeah, like reading terms and condition, even though it's super time consuming and nobody wants to do that, might be worth it. And make sure that you authorize and unauthorize the app that you have, like 3 apps on your phone. Probably tell me if it had anything to do with that. Live with like probably partly because of that, right? Like you want to make sure that those apps do what have jokes in them. Those are the League of Legends. Those of League of Legends are funny. They have jokes in them. Okay. Just, I know you probably decided you never use your phone. Good.